and we're now live running some fine HO scale trains and locomotives live. Got some old Athearn blue box operating on this layout right here, as you can see. And then over on this layout, we got the well, DCC locomotive at least operating right there. SP Productions, welcome. I believe you're the first person here. Okay, now everybody's joining in. Welcome, everyone. I just set it to live chat here, so I hopefully won't miss any messages. Model trains for you. Welcome, Jeremy. YT, William Bivens. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Pennsylvania Railroad, Space Pig Trains, Bubba Vines, Trainman, DeKendrick, Metro Fan 300, just your average doughboy, Kevin Jenner Productions, Trainboy 37, Trains and Model Train Productions, Big Bruh, Charlie Mange, that random guy from California, KCS, Dude 2010, McJuggerNugget Plays, Ethan, Skidmore, Shine Mainline, Zoo Tycoon Lord, Mikkel Hurley, One Dude with a Jacket 2. I'm playing Microsoft Train Sim right now. Oh, that's awesome. Best of all train simulators. It's probably the reason I really like the BNSF Dash 9s. Of course, they were quite famous for that. It's too bad they never made a sequel to that game. Zachara Ponder, hello. CBR, Random Set, Joseph Batts, how are you? I'm well, how are you? Oblivious HD, 414 YT. Rebecca, hi SMT, I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. Oh, no worries, welcome back. Auto Model Rail Fan, welcome. BN Britt, hello. Joni Connell, welcome. Nathan Kesk. F40 Productions, welcome to the live stream. I'm pretty sure F40 Productions reached out to me earlier this morning. I guess he's only it's at 7 subscribers, maybe 6 subscribers off of 100. So everybody go check out F40 Productions. David Snyder, Tekken More, welcome. Nicole Gamer 74, Larry Snyder, Solar Tekken More, welcome. David Snyder, Tekken More, hello. I saw one of the BNSF 25th anniversary engines today. That's cool. Harry Warren, welcome. How are you? Are you in the market for some scale trains? Not necessarily at the moment. Run the Rock Island switcher. I'll see if I can find it for you there. Because you know what they say. The Rock Island line is the road to ride. That's not it. And that's the nuclear one. I think this is the Rock. Yep. Gotta ride it like you find it. Dirty Dan, pretty good. Hopefully get a new video. Welcome to the stream, Dan. I think I'll take this one off. Anyway, I'm not sure. I don't even know if how well this thing runs. I know we did get it running at one point, but I don't remember it being one of my finer runner. Please read. Please run the new British engine. I think I'm going to do a video where I test all the engines from that lot and the previous lot. Because I've got about 10 engines which I haven't tested yet, so yeah, I may as well do a video of it. This is not running too bad. Look at that. I don't remember this thing running this well. I didn't pay much. I think I paid like 10 or 15 bucks for this engine. I don't know. It wasn't much. And look at her go. I have to dial back the power. It's almost going a little too fast. SMT, how many trains do you have? I think about 300, maybe 350 locomotives. John McConnell, say hi to me. I already did say hi to you. I can't pronounce this name, but they're saying hello from Australia. Welcome. Matt New Haven, Resurrection in HO, welcome. Well, I think the Rock Island line is fine for today. Be careful, that engine might fly off the rails. Funny you say. Anyway, we'll find something new to run. See, first request I see that can run on there, I'll run it on that layout. Can you run the Tyco trolley, please? Yeah, sure, that hasn't been run for a while. I'll probably run fine on that layout. I don't even know where I store that particular piece of equipment. Let me see if I can find it. Probably is on the bottom shelf if I were to take a guess. But actually it isn't, so I don't know where it is. Unless I planted it in some obscure place. I'm not seeing it on that shelf, This could be hiding there. Nope. Huh. Where the heck did I put that little unit? Well, I apologize. I don't actually know where the Tyco trolley is right now. For a long time it was on the layout, but I removed it because I got the Bachmann one. Yeah, I do not know. Do you have the Atomic Train set? Well, I don't have the train from the 1999 movie Atomic Train, but I've got, like, a Lionel Atomic Energy locomotive. Hey, SMT, can you replace the old couplers with new one Bachmann uses now? Depends on the piece of equipment you're working on. Can you run the Hornby LNR with the Bachmann branch line freight? I was mentioning earlier in the stream, I don't think I'm going to run that equipment. I think I'm going to do a video where I test all of this new stuff and the stuff from that previous lot. Because it all needs to be tested. Good day from California. Welcome. Sorry I'm late. You're not really ever late on these streams because I don't plan them. Might be different if I set times and dates for them, but they kind of just start and stop as they do. Just joined the Strattsburg Railroad Model Club. That's cool. Anyway, gee, I really don't know where that switcher went. I'll see. Next request I see that I think I can run on that layout, I'll do it. If you run one of your fastest trains. I don't think I'd run one of my fastest on that layout. Could you run one of the LRC cars? Santa Fe. Somebody says Santa Fe. I'm just going to pick a random piece of Santa Fe equipment, and I guess we'll go with that. In fact, I can think of one in particular which might be fun. The most blingy engine of 1980. Bachmann's Super Chief. Let's turn that down. How's the Hershey factory going? I haven't made a whole lot of progress on the Hershey factory. I've kind of been just a bit too distracted with all sorts of other things going on in my life. But the thing is that a lot of things that are going on right now, like my boat there, I can do things on that right now because the weather's warm, but give that a month or so, it's going to be cold outside, and that's not going to be it anymore. The Hershey factory I can work on pretty much any time of the year, but it makes more sense to work on it when it's cold outside, so I'm kind of putting a bit of a pause on Hershey but for a while, but I promise when the weather gets cold, I'm going to be right back at it again. I think I've got enough materials to at least finish those windows for good. Those shouldn't take too long. The bigger thing is going to be making that entrance. That's going to take a while. Yeah. Yeah, best to work on the boat when the weather... Yeah, I know, and it's been quite warm. It was like 23 degrees Celsius today. That's not bad. Are you still restoring the Steno articulated locomotive? I intend to eventually do that. That's probably going to be a project for next year, though. I just don't have the parts or the time at the moment. The boat is beautiful, I must say. I'm very happy with it. I had it out on the water for the first time this weekend. A family friend of ours who's a lot more familiar with boats took it out there. We unloaded it. It was a lot of fun. It's got a bit of an oiling problem because it's a two-stroke and it's got some self-oiling system. It's getting too much oil, so I need to fix it and tune the engine up. But it was a lot of fun having it out on the water. It can really zip. 100 horsepower. Pretty fun. What if you connect the two layouts? Well, they kind of were connected, although I never really liked this link. So at some point I'm going to rip that out and I'm just going to build sort of a more professional connection there. SMT mainline, can you drift a train? It's kind of hard to do now, because the thing is that the switches on here are now, they've got electrical frogs. They're not isolated, so the thing is if I run something over that, it shorts it. Train Storm, I got a boat, had to put her up for winter. It's a maximum. Huh. I haven't heard of that band. I'm tuning my Athearn band drive engine at the moment. Oh, that's fun. Hey, SMT, don't mind me. Just ranging to find which Kato unit track to fit a 6.2 cm gap. I wish I could help you there. I don't really know. I'm not very familiar with Kato unit track, but maybe somebody in here will know. Can you run the Blue Goose with a passenger set? I don't think I'm going to run the Blue Goose just because it needs some tuning right now. Matt, 2-stroke, that's cool, but still gonna have fun. Yeah, exactly. SMT, can I send you the Atomic Train set in 9 years? I'm going around the world collecting exclusive train sets. 9 years? Sure. Run the Chesapeake on Fire. That's another one I really want to run, but that engine's fantastic. I'm so happy I decided to buy it. The thing is, though, I really don't want to run it until I get those neodymium magnets, because I've already tested my luck once with it. And, I don't know. I try not to make the same mistakes twice. Trainman 1993. I went to a train show in Canfield, Ohio, and I got some trains, by the way. How's everyone doing? I'm well. How are you? We might want to head out to Wakefield before it gets too cold also. Yeah, absolutely, Ottawa. We're going to have to go out and do the video, which has been in the works for so long. Big plan. SMT mainline, what do you think the oldest train you have is? It's either the Hiawatha, this strange German car, or the Chesapeake on Fire, as it's affectionately known. Oh, looks like we got a super chat. Let me set it to super chats. This week in Civil War history, so that's the name of the channel. I like to buy old Tychos and lifelikes and put Digitrax DCC in them. $40 usually gets me a nice train, but it can be a hit and miss. That's not very often you hear about somebody doing something like that. I did a decoder install in one of my lifelikes, but it burned up because I didn't adjust the CVs. I didn't even know what CVs were when I installed that decoder, so it burned up. But it's interesting people are doing that kind of stuff. Anyway, thank you for the super chat. Hey, SMT, been a while. Just got an MTH KCS Veterans unit. Do you have any MTH equipment? I currently do not actually have any MTH locomotives. Deck 2007 today, welcome. I'm doing pretty good myself. Bud, can you run some River Rossi GG1s? Sure thing, Trainman 1998. I think we can do that. I'm going to run them on this layout, though, because I don't trust them to handle those corners. But they'll be fine. I'll run the green one, too. I'm kind of quite attached to that now. SMT, you should try to buy an HO scale Shakinsian. Is that one of those high-speed Japanese bullet nose trains? There's a BNSF-9 with a Microsoft Train Simulator sticker. I don't remember the number now. It's 4723. And the reason I know that is because 4723 was the locomotive in Microsoft Train Simulator. And it was kind of cool for BNSF to actually put a sticker on it that said it was actually included in Microsoft Train Simulator. They said that a bit differently, though. I can't remember how they said that. As seen in Microsoft Train Simulator. I don't know. They said something like that, but I'll give BNSF props. It was nice of them to at least acknowledge that that particular engine is kind of famous. Anyway, we're going to get this going here. I don't know if I have my conversion car somewhere around here, but if I do, I can put that on and we can hook both of those up. Sirens and Trains of Kansas, welcome. I wants to get one of my dad's old trains, probably a Tycho. There was enough grit in the engine that it caught fire and burned through its shell. That was a fun day. Yeah, Yeah, those old Tychos, you really have to watch them, because first of all, I think they lubricated them with grease, which is sort of weird for an engine which doesn't have any worm gears, but yeah, when they've been sitting for a good amount of time there, and especially, it's not a great drive system too, because they've got exposed gears, so a lot of them have already drawn in dust and hair. But you let that sit, let those lubricants solidify, it's like, yeah, that's going to be a problem. This week in Civil War history, once again, oh yeah, I put in a DCC and old Corky's Carnival. Great runner. Wow, that's interesting. The GG1 always satisfies me. Well, hopefully we'll be able to pull this train. Anyway, this week in Civil War history, thank you very much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Now let me see if I can find that conversion car. I saw it around here not that long ago, but I probably lost it. Anyway, let's take the train off the main line, I guess, and we'll just run the GG1 by itself. Ottawa Model Rail fan, Serenity. Yeah, that's the spirit, Ottawa. Anyway, speaking of things that are serene, hopefully this GG1 will start. Yes, it does. Let's get this off the main line, and we'll let that go around for a couple loops or so. Sounds kind of derailed, if I'm honest. But in any case, SMT, can you please run the British steam locomotive? I wish I could, but I think I'm going to run them all in one video. Just because not everybody who watches these live streams also watches my videos. It's sort of a mix. There's sort of two audiences that overlap. I don't know what's going on. It sounds like it's derailed, but it's not coming off the track. Weird. I'm going to get a Burlington route, Silver Pilot Zephyr N scale from Cato. This will be my second N scale, and I choose this one because this is my local railway museum. Sorry for copying. Oh, that's okay. Thanks for sharing. Can you make it pull some cars? I'll see if I can find some cars with horn hooks. Or I guess we could have it pull the daylight cars. That would look pretty weird, but heck, we can do it. And Bruce, run whatever, it's all fun. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for the super chat. Also, for most super chats, I usually say Serenity. So there we go. Anyway, let's try getting this set on, because this has got some horn hooks on it. Oh, I just realized something, which is that this is also a conversion car, so we can just put the freight train behind this. Oh yeah, this is gonna go great. Talk about running whatever. See, I'll just let that go there. Get the passenger car on. See, this is really gonna be a villain of a train. Oh wait, that's the wrong way around. This is gonna be hilarious. If you run the Norfolk Southern switcher, I don't think I'm gonna touch that one until next one. Aiden's Texas rail fanning. Serenity! Yeah. I think this has got some coupler height issues, among other issues. Okay. If we just... There we go. Okay. I meant first N scale. I must have deleted one when I was copying it. Wish me luck on running it after Christmas time. Hey, can I run trains while watching your live streams? Points clicking finger. That's how a lot of people say they watch these streams. They run their own trains at the same time, which, frankly, I mean, yeah, why not? Seems like fun. Let me just get those all hooked up there. And our train is ready to go. Can you run the Wakefield train? Yeah, we can run Petit Train Le Wakefield, as it was known here in Quebec. Oh, this thing's doing just fine. Look at that. Have you ever seen an American Heritage unit? Yes, I did back in 2013. I made a video a month ago called Seeing My First Heritage Unit, but I completely forgot that back in 2013, I was in New York, and I was at Grand Central Station, and me and my dad walked down, and we found a New Haven. It's an engine that looks a lot like a P42, but it's some other kind of, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, we saw one of those, so yeah. Model railroad clubs hate him. Well, some might, but I don't know. It's a model railroad club, and a member of it wrote the name of my channel on a board so another member could search it up, and then it got in Rapido Trains, one of their new videos. That was pretty funny. You should get a board or similar that says Serenity on it. Yeah, I could have a great big board, massive letters, be a white board, and then big, you know, kind of like really nice letters. It would just say Serenity. Cool engine, dude. Yeah, thanks. Michael Ketsu, I don't think I'm pronouncing the name right, but anyway, SMT mainline. What is the best scale train? The best scale, in my opinion, it really is a matter of preference, because there's a lot of factors. Personally, I like HO the best, just because I find it's big enough, I don't know, that you can really handle the trains and you can work on them, and they're very easy to find. If you want to model any particular railroad or find any particular locomotive, it's usually not too hard to do in HO scale. But if you're the type of person that wants like a massive freight yard and you don't have a ton of space, or you do have a decent amount of space but you just want to build like a lot of track work, N scale might be better. And if you're a person that has a ton of space and you want some really cool trains, O scale's good. I mean, O scale trains are so much fun. I suggest everybody in any scale at least work with some O scale. You go to someone's house who has some O scale and play with some O scale trains just for the experience. It's definitely something you shouldn't go living without having tried once. But yeah, personally, my favorite scale is HO. What's your first ever model train? I've got a few, actually. It's kind of hard to say, because the first one I ever had in this house was one of my dad's old ones, but that's also sort of his. But for Christmas of that year, I got my first starter set, which included this locomotive right here. But the night before that, I was at my grandparents' house, which was Christmas Eve, and they let me and my sister unbox some gifts there, and I got this engine as well as this one right here. So, and then my dad has an old Lifelike, which was the first one. So I started off with 4 engines. Can you run it? Heck, why not? I'll find my dad's Lifelike there. See, it's a 2nd gen Lifelike. Those are actually pretty well built in my opinion. Let's see if I can get the correct one though. Here it is. Harry Warren, G-Scale's not too bad. Sometimes the quality locomotives are less expensive than the line of legacy locomotives. That's interesting. To be fair, I've never worked with G-Scale. The only thing I could imagine is that you'd have to have quite a bit of space, I think, to operate something like G-Scale, unless you were fine just having like a circle of track. Of course, the nice thing about G-Scale is I think most of them, I'm no expert, but I think you can pretty much operate all of them outside, which, yeah, if you like the outdoors and you like model trains, maybe you like doing landscaping, it's probably a very good way to combine multiple hobbies. Anyway, we're going to run this thing. First engine HO scale locomotive I ever had in this house. And we'll take this off because for whatever reason it has like a Katy coupler on the back. There we go. I built a futuristic train out of Legos. That's fun. Anyway, I'm pretty confident this thing can haul this. Maybe I'm overestimating it a bit. Nope. No, it's okay. It's doing fine. So there it is. Still running like a charm. Probably not the most efficient locomotive in the roster, but yeah, about 1.25 of an amp. And if you want a lot of trackage, but do not have a lot of space, there's always Z-scale. Yeah, there's always Z-scale. I think I have a much tougher time collecting those, though. I rarely see those at any hobby shops. They're also usually pretty pricey, but heck, I guess if you have like an apartment, you want to build a massive freight yard, all the power to you. Anyway, so we're gonna take that off, and I'm gonna run this thing too much, but still going. It's funny, back in I was watching some home videos of when I very first got my little train set there, and at that time my dad acknowledged, because we had started running his model train for the first time in probably like 20 years, and he was talking about then, which was all the way back in 2006, how impressive it was that his childhood model train was still running to this day, and here it is, well, almost 15 years removed from that day, and here it is still kicking. Keep it well oiled, keep that motor maintained. It will probably keep going for a very good long time. If I have a kid, they might see that one running in the future. DB Tech, welcome. SMT, I need some help choosing HO scale trains. PRR, articulated locomotive, and a couple cars for 135, or an entire Athearn blue box Super Chief set for 130. I'm not gonna go and, make decisions for people, because again, it's all choices, but I would say an articulated engine is probably gonna require a little bit more work than an Athearn blue box Super Chief set. I suspect a Super Chief set like that would be pretty straightforward, but that's about the only opinion I have on it. Would you be able to run the Union Pacific Big Boy? Yeah, we can run that. Shoe Scientist 123. Hey, SMT, I'm custom painting passenger cars to look like the daylight cars. Cool. Hey, SMT, I came by earlier but had to go. I'm back now, so hello, welcome back. My House of Locomotives. Can we get the $3 Conrail going? Oh, sure, yeah, we can get that one running. That thing's such a meme now. Look at the flanges on the River Rossi. I love it. There we are. All right. And the Pensy articulated would be most likely an older Bowser. Yeah, I wouldn't really know too much, but I find especially older steam locomotives models, I mean real ones obviously, they're not easy to work with either, but I find you have to have a bit of knowledge to know how to maintain them, because I find they require a lot of oil and just a lot of like tuning. Like the Hiawatha, I have to do little adjustments on that all the time, and I find it's the case. Like this big boy, it's a great runner, but I've had to do a lot of little bits of tuning on it, versus an Athearn Blue Box Super Chief set. Yeah, probably wouldn't require too much work. But if you like doing the little tuning and you know how, hey, why not? You run a train on both layouts at once. Well, somebody was requesting this, so I was going to run the infamous $3 engine on this layout. I'm not sure if it will stay on the track, especially with those switches, but yeah, we'll give it a try. Well, there it goes. This is what $3 gets you, folks. Yeah, I thought that might happen. This doesn't really have real traction tires on it. I just put some O-rings around it, so that's not really this engine's fault. But as you can see, it actually does, other than the derailing on the switches problem, it actually runs which is pretty remarkable. I really didn't do anything to this locomotive. I don't even know if I gave it fresh oil, which I really should. I found this thing at an antique store on a shelf for $3. Still don't know why it was so cheap. They probably could have got away selling this for $10, but heck, $3. Okay, yeah, this one's not going to work today. I have to get this some proper traction tires, but $3. Not bad. I regret nothing. Maybe the train has to go slower on the other layout. It might be the problem. It's not that. It's just those O-rings, because you see they're so large. They kind of, it's hard to see. They're not very even, and they actually come right up to the flanges. So it's running too high. Hey, SMT, I went to Dana's Railroad Supply in Springfield, Florida yesterday, and I got some engines. That's cool. I really liked that store. Really cool place to visit, and yeah, great selection. Their prices seemed okay. It's nice too. The owner was great, super friendly. I would definitely recommend that store. I accidentally zoomed in the camera here. There we go. That's probably better. I don't think gluing down your tracks are good. Yeah, it's fine. SMT, have you ever turned off the lights and the power supply on the way up with a screwdriver on both rails? See the sparks? When I was a kid, I would sometimes take a screwdriver and poke the rails a bit just to see the sparks. I also had an old Athearn engine which had the steel wheels, and those things spark like crazy, and I used to love running that thing in the dark, and it'd be shooting sparks everywhere. Lots of fun. Do you have any Pan Am Railway? I do not have any Pan Am Railway engines, no. One day take a trip to Calgary. I'd love to take a trip to Calgary. We were supposed to, me and my family were supposed to go earlier this year, but that got foiled by the events that be. But still want to go there at some point. Seems like a great place. I haven't really been across the country. I said it before. I think I've seen probably more of America than I have Canada, so I definitely want to see more of this country. Not that I don't want to see more of America. There's tons of places in America I want to visit, but I don't know. I haven't been to that side of the country much. Do you take Markland stuff? I haven't really worked with a whole lot of Markland stuff. Can we run N-scale trains today? I mean, I guess we can throw something on. Does the Lifelike locomotive have 5 or 6 pole motors? Second generation Lifelikes, which is like the one my dad had there, that has a 5-pole motor in it. So it's actually not bad. 5 poles are very common even in some of the highest end manufacturers even today still use 5 poles. So they're very good motors. But third generation Lifelikes, which is most of what you find, those just have little 3-pole motors. They're not very good. Between Bachmann and Tyco 3-pole motors, they work okay actually, but yeah, they're not great. Okay, so I guess this is plugged in. Hey, SMT, have you been to Hershey Park? I can't say I have. That's a place I want to visit at some point. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this, but yeah, I think that's about all we're going to get out of the N-scale. How's the Talent doing? I haven't run the Bombardier Talent in a while. I have to get that one going again. Have you ever been to Toronto? I have been to Toronto. It's been a while, though. It was back in the 2000s. We had some friends who were living up there, so we'd go to visit them. So, I don't know. It was either 2005 or 6. So I would have been about 5 years old. I don't know. It was a ways back. SMT, can you run the talent? Yeah, you know what? Sure, let's run that thing. It needs to get out. Get that active tilt technology going again. And it's a Bombardier product, so there's that. Can you run 2 engines pulling 1 train? The double header. Yeah, we can do that in a minute. You've been to Universal? Never have. Have you been to Strasbourg? No, never been there either. Went to Steamtown. That was pretty cool. SMT, I learned how to make coal for N-scale trains. You take some sand, put it in oil, and you have coal. It's a unique idea. Gee, I don't know where the big boy was before this. I'm just gonna plant it on top of the Hershey factory, so it's in a safe spot. Can you run the runaway train, please? Yeah, sure. We'll run the Bombardier Talent first, though. Hey SMT, I have an old steam locomotive that I got as a gift, but it doesn't run. I know the engine is not seized because it can move freely, but I think it needs a new engine. Sounds to me like a gearbox problem. If it can move freely, that means something's not locked in. It shouldn't be able to just roll freely. If it's rolling freely, it's not connected to the rest of the drive system. Do you have any CNW engines? CNW, what railroad is that? I have CN engines. Can you please run the Wakefield train? We'll get that one going in a moment. So the way I want to go about this, Bombardier Talent, runaway train, and then we'll get the Wakefield train on. Auto Model Rail fan, have you been to Ontario? I don't know. I was allegedly born there, but you know, I don't know. I don't think I've been there before. Anyway. Have you ever been to Altoona? I have not. What are the transparent wall fencing things you put on the outside of your layout? They're tiny pieces of plexiglass. Anyway, here's the Bombardier Talent from Germany. Probably made by Bombardier's subsidiary Locomotives or whatever they're called. Weird Austrian trains. Anyway, they're nice though. I quite like this set. Put that in there. Yeah, it started. Look at that. Yeah, lights are working. C'est bon. SMT, have you been to Canada before? I don't know. I don't know if I want to visit that country. It's full of weird bacon and maple syrup drinkers. SMT, have you been to Maine Model Works in Yarmouth, Maine? I have not. A lot of people have been talking about that, though. It's definitely a place I want to visit. For cracked plastic gears, has anyone had success with using CA, cement and baking soda? I've never tried it before, but, or I might have tried it when I was quite a bit younger, but I think the thing is you need to really clean the gears off with soap or alcohol, just because the gears, you know, they're going to have oil and stuff on them, and, you know, glue's not going to stick to that, so I guess if you clean them really well and did the job quite carefully, it might work. Hey, SMT, what would you suggest as a steam locomotive? Can't really think of anything in particular. My Talon is Brawa, and it doesn't run. Yeah, I'm not so sure how reliable these Brawa Talents are, because the one I bought, this didn't work when I very first got it. Mark from M&M Rails got one, that one didn't work. I thought there was some other story of somebody else getting one and it didn't work. I don't know, I've heard a lot of stories about these things not working. I guess they're just kind of sensitive. But I quite like it. Correction, maple syrup chuggers. Yes, that's correct. I love model trains. I've been a rail fan for 29 years. Oh, wow. Can you run the Acela if you haven't already? We'll run it after the runaway train in the other one I was supposed to run that I definitely remember. Runaway train. And then it was something else quite iconic, but I can't remember what it was. How could I have forgotten this? My memory is terrible. The Wakefield train, of course. Plus, you guys have Tim Hortons as the Prime Minister. Tim Hortons as the Prime Minister. Yeah. That's it. Weird bacon. This guy's named Tim Hortons. He sounds pretty weird. Have you ever ridden a steam train? Yeah, I have. It was a, gee, I don't know. It's whatever kind. They had one at the Museum of Science and Technology. It was a Shea engine, I think. Exo Qualt Lit. How have you been tonight, SMT? I'm well. How are you? Have you ever been to Ohio? Oh, yes, I have. Went to Cincinnati, Ohio. Pretty great city. I really like Cincinnati. And we went to this part of Cincinnati called Forest Park, and I got to visit my favorite mall, Forest Fair Village. That was, what an experience. Forest Fair Mall. Oh, never gonna forget that. SMT, I once shorted my track with metal wheels and a plastic bearing, and the heel friction melted the plastic bearings. Wow. Hey, SMT, do you chug maple syrup? Well, I've taken some shots of maple syrup before. I mean, I kind of think you have to here. I used to have an O-scale steam locomotive, about 6, and I guess I did. I put paper on the track, inserting the floor. I can't stop copying. Just got off the phone. It's a nice train you have there. Yeah, thank you. It's my treasured Bombardier talent. If you run Conrail or something like that. Maybe in a moment. We're going to run some other trains first, though. What's cooler than an engine? Big boy or Metro engine? The big boy. Well, looks like we got another super chat. Let's see who it's from. Whoop. NEC Rail Videos. Oh, I'm not so late. You know, well, never late on the SMT show because I don't plan these live streams. But anyway, thank you so much for the super chat. And as I say, Serenity. Matt's already typed it in the comments. Serenity. I wired my Lionel transformer wrong, and I sent my engine off the end of my track. I'm sorry to hear that. Us Canadians require a yearly shot of maple syrups, or else we fade away to nothing. That's the truth right there. Wazo, SMT, if someone sent you a G-scale, would you run it outside? I need to sort out track and a transformer, but yeah, probably so. Have you ever been on Amtrak? I don't think I've ever rode an Amtrak train before. I've seen a ton of them, particularly the Downeaster. Maple syrup or nothing. Yeah, that's the spirit. Anyway, let's. I'm gonna take this thing off. We're gonna get the 1985 runaway train set up, and then that'll be good. What's better, TGV or IC train? I'm on Team TGV, honestly. I just like them. Super chats keep SMT with the latest chat. Something like that. SMT, can you please run your new British locomotive? Also, your locomotive D49 if you haven't already know. I was gonna run them all into videos soon. The heck with chugging maple syrup. Fireball rules. What's Fireball? It's probably an alcoholic drink of some kind. I don't know. I should know this. Let's find the runaway train set. Uh-oh. I don't know how I managed to pull this off. It's holding still here. I've just been starting to scale model railroading about a day ago. Everyone says that just because I'm a young kid, I can't do it, but they're wrong. I've been looking around for info. Do you have any ideas? Well, I'll first of all tell you this. If you're a youngster in the hobby, like, all the power to you, and do whatever it is you want, because the point of the hobby is having fun. And there's some people out there that will, they've got this kind of weird idea that you have to do everything kind of perfectly, defined to their own standards of perfection. And they kind of miss the point of the hobby, in my opinion. So I'd say do whatever you want. But yeah, that's how I would go about it. Figure out what it is you want, and then pursue it, and you'll enjoy your time in the hobby. At least that's how I go about it. Dandy old time. You run the Hiawatha, please. I don't know. Fireball is a cinnamon-flavored whiskey, and there's also Skew Ball, which is a peanut butter-flavored whiskey. Wow. Cinnamon flavored, that sounds nice. Why is the train so frozen? It has snow. Yeah, because it's operating out in Alaska. SMT, do you know AWVR 777 and 767? Yeah, those are the two locomotives in the movie Unstoppable. Don't listen to the model train Karens. Yeah, the model train Karens and the model train snobs, I'd suggest avoiding them. Because there are some people in the hobby, and they'll go and they'll buy the best of the best. And there's nothing wrong. If you want to buy, like, all Rapido stuff and have the most prototypical layout on the planet, like, all the power to you. But there comes a point where, I don't know, some of these people, I say not all of them, but some of them think that that's the only way you can kind of go about it. And you can't buy old Tyco engines. They're not realistic and stuff like that. And it's like, hey, what are you in the hobby for? You know, it's you know, to enjoy it. So if you're not enjoying it, like, that's stupid. Yeah, I don't know. If the point of the hobby is enjoying it, then just as long as you're doing it right. Really doesn't, you know, get much simpler than that. But yeah, I don't know. Some people seem to think you can only do it one way. It's really strange. Hey, SMT, can you please do a video of running all of your diesel locomotives? Well, I might try, but honestly, running the steam engines already took quite a long time. That would have to be, like, probably a 4-part video or something like that. What's an RSO model train? I have a 462, and it says RSO on the bottom, but I have a hunch it's an AHM. I could be wrong. Canadian Pacific Studios, you're absolutely right. It is an AHM. I, for the longest time, thought RSO was a type of make, like a division of AHM or something. But this is the funny thing. They're made in whatever it was, Yugoslavia or Slovenia. I can't remember which. But there they have regulations about radio frequency. And RSO is actually just RSO and A-test. Some of them say A-test on them. It's just basically to prove that they're compliant. They don't emit too much RF or something like that. They're not a make, so if you see any train that's RSO or A-test, it actually is an AHM or IHC or Mahano, one of those. Mostly AHM though. But yeah, they're not makes, which is something I thought was really funny. Tony Cook of, is it Model, what's it called? Model Railroad Magazine. I can't remember the name of the magazine, but anyway, he writes for it and does a lot of pieces about older equipment. He sent me that because I was referring to a lot of stuff as, oh, this is an RSO, but it isn't. SMT, a new flag you should get for your basement is a USSR flag. Why would I stick a USSR flag down here? SMT, my train was tilting. It wasn't a Cella, it was a BNSF freight train. I don't think they have active tilt on those. Well, excuse me, folks, but my dinner's about to come out of the oven, and I have to go. Enjoy the night. Thank you so much for stopping by, Aunt and Bruce. Did you make the runaway train engines? Oh yeah, I collected all the ones I needed, painted them all black, and then I did the snow covering myself. And then just last winter, I think it was before Christmas, I wanted to make the video of running this whole lot in the snow, and I had to do something for the front, so I got some tin foil, I crinkled it up, and I looked at photos of it online, see if I could get it right. Painted that black, and then added some white paint just to give it that sort of snow effect, and I'm pretty happy with it. Auto Model Rail fan, he does not ignore people, just a lot of comments. Yeah, if anybody's comments are getting missed, I do apologize, but I never scout out somebody in the chat and decide, oh, you know what, I've decided I don't like this person, I'm not going to read their comments. It's never the case, but YouTube has ways of organizing comments. I don't know why it's set to live chat, which to me should make it like unbiased or something, but there's just funny organization things going on, so I don't see every comment, and there's just a fair amount of commenters in here, so if your comments are being missed, I apologize, but please don't take it personally. It has nothing to do with you as an individual, it's just how everything's functioning. Does the trolley thing work? It does, in theory. I don't know if the power pack is currently hooked up. In fact, it doesn't even look like the trolley's on the track. Do you think you could run multiple trains at once? I could run a train on that layout at the same time. Okay, I think we got that on the track. But the controller's not hooked up, so I need to go down here. And lifelike... what are all these? That's DC, so I think I can unplug this one and it won't harm nothing. I'll just jam that in there. Sounds like something's derailed. Fixed itself. And there we go. Now the citizens of Dunderville, Ontario can enjoy the best public... Whoa, what the heck happened there? Well, Consist somehow edited out one locomotive which was located in the center. I don't know how that happened. I think that's a sign that it's time to run something else. I might have to go. I'm eating a cookie while sitting on a box full of wood blocks. Wow. Do Taiko Manua have normal Taiko wheels or a different one? They have pretty much the same type of wheels that Taiko does, where you've got one plastic wheel on one side and a metal wheel on the other. But Taiko Manuas are way better than conventional Taikos just because they built proper drive systems, and most of them had, I think pretty much all of them had 5-pole motors versus the Taikos, which for the most part had power torques, which were not very good. In fact, I would argue probably some of the worst for reliability out there. But yeah, from a wheel standpoint, they're practically identical. Hey SMT, I had the fastest train in the back of my Consist today, and it ended up a crash with rolling stock on the floor. Yeah, that's what happens when you involve speed in the mix. Anyway, we're now going to run the small train of Wakefield, as it were. And I don't know how I'm going to get this out. I'll do a little adjustment here. HCW time. Oh, yes, it is, Ottawa. Will it clear the switch? Just barely. It sounds like a few of these cars are derailed. I'm going to have to find those. There's one. Yeah, whoop. Not all of them like this switch. Okay, there we go. SMT, do you speak French? Not really. You send stuff. His P.O. Box, yes. There it is for anybody who wants it. SMT, can you please run your Taiko Manawa 060 number 9, please? I have my own. I want to see how well yours runs. I don't know which one that is, unfortunately, because I've got a fair amount of 040s. So I don't know which one number 9 is. If you know anything else about it, like the road number, I might be able to run it. I wonder if the train will go back to its place in Wakefield in HO one day. Yeah, I don't know, Ottawa. It would be nice if HO scale number 909 got to run on the track its real model once did. Anyway, I'm just going to put my phone down because I want to pick this thing up with 2 hands as to not break any details off of it. There we are. Gently pick it up by the wheels here. Okay, there we go. So now I just need to run this thing backwards, hook up to those cars, and then so the train low Wakefield can run. Sounds to me like the TGV is now getting some power there. Need to fix that. There we go. It's going to be the best coupling in all of this history of this channel. Yeah. I thought those white and green passenger cars were German. No, they're Swedish with a Canadian paint scheme of sorts. And there it is, the train of my childhood. I feel like there's a good rail fanning perspective, maybe right here. While you guys watch that, I'm just gonna re-rail this little thing. There we go. I love it. Not bad. I think the 1 in 87 scale cars are German, but the prototype is Swedish. Yeah, it's possible some of the cars themselves might be German, but the locomotive certainly isn't. And they've got a Canadian paint scheme. Awesome ditch lights. Yeah, the Swedish steam engines, I actually really like a lot of the Swedish railway equipment. Some European trains, I find the looks, to me, are just a bit kind of unusual. But, I don't know. This one I find is a really beautiful steam engine. It could also be because I grew up with it, but, I think it's just a nice looking engine. I'm going to slow it down here so we can get a little bit more of a, yeah, there we go. It's stalled, it's stuck. That's weird. Let's help it a bit here. There we go. That's a good shot right there. Yeah, this is some real rail fanning stuff right here. I feel like I'm right beside the real Wakefield train back in the 2000s. Nickel Plate Productions, welcome. This is about the speed I probably ran the train at back in the day. Now the last one, Club Riviera. Complete Productions, how are you doing tonight? I'm well, how are you? You can even hear the clicking of the wheels, which is awesome. Yeah, I should go beside the track there and just, I'll be nice and quiet and we can just listen to it as it goes by. Nice, serene moment, some might say. Or if I could find a video of the real Wakefield train running in real life and I could tune it just well enough, I might be able to have it pass by at the same time. We could have the real sound of the HCW. That's what's ASMR? Yeah, maybe it is some ASMR. I'm gonna see if I can find a video of the Wakefield train going by a crossing. Yeah, so this is the best I could find in terms of sound. And I'm going to be using the sounds from this channel, so I want to give credit where credit is due. It's from this channel, Wayne Anderson, and this is the video of the real train in real life, running in 2009. I'm going to let it go around for one loop, but let's see if we can time this. That way we can have the sounds of the real train go by right as it does. I don't think some train sounds good, but I feel okay that the model is to scale, so it's size. Okay, well, let's see then. So the tough thing is going to be setting up the speed so they both pass by at the same time. I think this should go okay. What's up, man? Big fan of your channel. I used to watch you on my school computer. Nothing much. Welcome to the live stream. Hold on, why are these cars here? I wasn't even paying attention to that. Whoops. Yeah, welcome to the live stream. Oh, they derailed. That's weird. Well, we're gonna have to back the train up and collect those. So older couplers, they don't work very well. They decoupled, apparently. What's your favorite Bachmann steam locomotive? Probably this one. Well, it's not Bachmann, it's some division. I think it's actually a division of a division, which is interesting. Anyway. Okay, I think that's going about the scale speed that the train in the video is going. So let's see here, folks. Can we get the timing just right? Introducing the Wakefield train with realistic chuffing sound. The video's not playing, it's loading. It's gonna be okay. The timing's way off. Okay, we're gonna try this one more time. I don't think it's gonna work. I'm gonna try to just see here. I think it's going about the right speed though. Thanks, internet. Yeah, exactly. If anybody here plays Roadblocks, go ahead and look up Grand River and Scenics Railroad. I'll be playing there. Who doesn't love Bachmann's SMT? Well, I like this Bachmann. I just hope it doesn't break on me. I'm quite attached to it. This week in civil history, don't drive your train while on the phone. Yeah. Texting and driving. Damn. Apparently my generation, we're called Zoomers. Can you believe that? It'd be great if it played an ad. That's not funny. Serenity. Don't say that yet, Ottawa. It hasn't worked. Okay, I think I've got the timing right. 3, 2, 1. Nope, still off. By a long shot. The train's running too fast. I think that's the problem. And I'm a millennial, the Zoomers unit. Okay, so we're going to increase the speed by that much. And I think it might be an accurate enough speed, and then we'll set the train forward a little bit more so that the... Yeah, I think it's going to work this time. Made in China. Yeah, I think it probably is, yeah. It's not like I really have any other options of where I can buy it. Unless I got one scratch built, but that might cost me an arm and a leg. Okay, here we go. Well, that kind of worked. Of course, these decoupled again, but I think I'm gonna take what I got. Can you make a Canadian consist that has a Canadian locomotive? I don't care if it's steam or diesel. The high-level double-decker go-cars. I need to fix the couplers on the go-cars, because last time I was trying to run those, I was having all sorts of different problems. So I think for this stream, I won't be operating those. Bachmann, made by master builders from Lego City. You should try to buy a Casey Jones locomotive. Oh, that'd be interesting. Serenity. ASMT, could you double head your GG1s, please? Don't feel bad. I'm a millennial born in 1982. Yeah, how does it go there? I think it's you got the Gen X, and then the millennials, and then the Gen Z, or the Zoomers. And then I think after that it's Generation Alpha or something like that. I don't know. And then what's before that? The Boomers? Before the Gen Xers? I don't know. I can't keep track of this stuff. That mainly worked. The timing, you know what? It wasn't too bad. But, yeah, it's tricky getting it all to work properly. Quit tagging my YouTube. Welcome. I'm also a fan of Sparky107. Oh, Sparky, yeah. He's one of the first subscribers on this channel. Okay, so we're going to back this thing up. We're going to get the train off the main line, and then we can run some new things. Nathan Delay, I was born in 2000, and it always amazes me how much stuff has changed. Yeah, it really has. In a lot of ways. It's funny, there are a few things, not a crazy amount, but there are some things I can say that were around in the 2000s is no longer are. So there are a few things, not many, that I can say back when I was a kid. So that's fun. Who's visited Kmart? I've never been to a Kmart. I've seen them out in the States before, though. Hello, SMT. Had any initial D moments? Well, the Conrail engines split the switch pretty badly, and the back went one way and the front went the other, so kind of. Sparky's one of my mentors in the DCC world. Kmart is gone. Yeah. And so is Sears here in Canada. I think they still exist in the States, but yeah. I was born in 2006, and during that time, the Downeaster hadn't changed one bit. Well, I don't have a crazy amount of knowledge about the Downeaster, but to me, it doesn't look like it's really changed at all since the 2000s. Yeah, okay, I'm going to set the phone back up here to get this thing off the main line. There we are. Whoop, what? Uh-oh, okay. And Toys R Us. Toys R Us is still present in Canada. There's one at Saint Laurent Shopping Center, my favorite mall in Ottawa. Sears is here, and Radio Shack's all online unless you find stores they own. If you've seen the Downeaster, you may have seen the F40 PH cab. Yeah, I have seen the cabbage car. You could say back in my day, we had 4:3 aspect radio TVs, unlike you kids today with your fat TV screens. Yeah, and when I was a kid, we were still using a system called the VHS to watch movies. And then we had DVDs and then Blu-ray. Woo! and the first generation iPad that had no camera. Things were terrifying back then. SMT, can you double head the 210-2s with the Baby Ruth boxcar in a freight consist? Yeah, I think we can do that. I'm pretty sure I also said I was going to run something else, but I can't remember what that is at the moment. There are some Radio Shack stores inside of Hobbytown stores. That's interesting. I find it fascinating how some stores can have stores built into them. Like, for example, my post office is located inside a pharmacy. The one where my post office box is set up. I don't know, there's just something interesting about that. Who knows how to use a rotary phone? I never actually used one, but my grandmother had a cottage which was probably built in, I don't know, the 1950s, and there were still rotary phones in it. They weren't active anymore, but there were still rotary phones all around the place. Me and my sister used to play with them. Like, ring it up to one number, let it go back. Do you have any haunted trains for Halloween? Could run the Chesapeake and On Fire. That's probably got some spirits in it. SMT in the late 90s, before I was into trains, you could buy DC Engines brand all new for all day for $20 at KB Toys. Really? Wow. Yeah, I wish they were still doing stuff like that today. The best new engine I ever saw was a model power switcher for $20. That was pretty remarkable. Brand new. They had a whole bunch of them. I don't know if I think they're still making those, but they're not selling them for as cheap as they were, I don't think. Nathan, this might be weird to say, but I'm proud being born in the 2000s. How much CDs and VHS tapes are almost gone. Yeah, I don't know. I think, I mean, obviously, kids born in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s obviously would have all had quite different childhoods, but I feel like in comparison, kids born in the 2000s in comparison to kids being born in the 2010s and today are probably experiencing a much different childhood just because of, you know, how much social media has come about and all sorts of other things, technology. Like, I didn't know how to use a computer until I was 10. Now it's like, I don't know, youngsters have an iPad from the day they're born, so yeah, that's got to have an effect on you. So I'm sure their lifestyle is way different than all those previous generations. Hey, SMT, have you thought about buying an HO scale Pennsylvania Railroad's 462 K4 steam locomotive? Not in particular. YouTube is hiding my comments. Oh dear. Let's see, what's your favorite locomotive from the United Kingdom? From the United Kingdom. The APT? The APT or the Scotsman? Maybe the Deltic. Because I think the reason the Deltic was called a Deltic is because it actually had a Deltic engine. I don't even know how you do that, but I think it had opposed pistons, which, if that's true, that's pretty remarkable. The engineers must have had quite a fun time developing something like that. Where the heck is the Baby Ruth boxcar? This week on things I've lost in my basement. It's right in front of me. I agree with SMT. From the 40s to the late 80s, kids mostly grew up with the same. We played outside. Yeah, I don't know. It's just my impression of it. And I feel like all the way up until about 2005, I think, you know, in the 90s, a lot of technology would have been coming about. So I'm sure there would have been a difference, and but I think like after like 2005, maybe, I don't know, 2010, because that's when iPads first hit the market. I feel like things were different. I think there's a big difference now. Fairbanks Morse diesel locomotives had vertical opposed piston engines. Wow. Why does this keep derailing? Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. Downtown Trains. I'm a little late, but have a good stream. Well, thank you so much. As I was saying, never late on the SMT channel. Okay, we're gonna have a go at this again. Hey, I'm going, but I was watching and working my Windows XP. It had issues. I have to let go. When I get off the phone, have a good night. Thanks so much for stopping by, Matt in New Haven, Railroad Resurrection. Got any Penline engines? Got a Penline switcher, yeah. There we go. Okay, let's see if this all works. Keeps derailing. I don't know if this whole setup is gonna run. Have a good night, Matt. My name is Wade. It is a long name, yeah. Oh, now that started. Yeah, I'm just gonna take these both off. We'll run something else. Hey, SMT, can you run the Bachmann Gandy Dancer in the mountain layout? Yeah. See if we can find that the little Bachmann Gandy Dancer. Look at this little rascal. It's possibly one of the smallest pieces of HO scale powered equipment that I own. I don't know how good it's going to operate on this layout, though. Go Speed Racer, yeah, exactly. Yeah, will it make it all the way back up? Look at this. Oh, no. I guess we could try running it the other way. Yep, down it goes like Mr. Bean. Yeah, I don't know. I have to give these guys credit. They're in good shape. Hey, SMT, how often do you clean your tracks? Because my train tracks build up lead and cause my train to cut out. Not as often as I should. I wouldn't say there's a specific kind of amount of cleaning you have to do, because the thing is, it all depends on how much you're running your trains, and you know, obviously some people are using trains with plastic wheels, like for rolling stock, and that pollutes your track a lot. And then there's also you know, pretty much basically the more modern, if you're running all modern equipment, you don't have to clean your track as much. And if you're running nickel silver track, it's just not gonna get dirty as quickly, just because it's, you know, a bit better. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just clean it as it gets dirty, but I don't do that often enough. You have to clean it. If you let your track sit for a long time, though, you still have to clean it, because oxidization still occurs, regardless of whether or not you're running stuff. And that can also cause problems. So, yeah, just clean the track a lot. Things will be fine. Love the Gandy Dancer. It's a great little piece of equipment. SMT, are you thinking of buying an HO scale Cannonball from a TV show called Pet Eye Coat Junction? I haven't seen that show or even heard of it before. Can you try to do a multi-track drift? That's where you have a I would try to do a drift, but the thing is, this is isolated. I wired it up so that the main line, this frog is connected to the main line, so if I try to run something over that, it will just end up shorting out and stalling. Unless I did it with a Athearn engine, which has a flywheel, which builds up so much kinetic energy, it will just hold on its own. Super chat. Wow, another super chat from this week, Civil War history. Unless you have smoke oil, they mess up the tracks real bad. I use 90% alcohol for me and the track. Yeah, the thing is about rubbing alcohol is the rubbing alcohol, it will remove carbon buildup and it will remove oils and things like that and residue from plastic wheels. But it doesn't remove oxidization, so that's where you need to get one of those little track cleaning sponges, because it will actually scrape off the oxidization. Because yeah, the alcohol will take care of a fair amount, but it will not take care of the oxidization. So for a long time, this layout, I was having electrical problems. I kept cleaning the track over and over with the alcohol. It wasn't working. And I got one of those track cleaning kind of eraser things, and all of a sudden all the problems went away. So it turned out that it was just an oxidization issue. Anyway, we're now going to try to drift a locomotive because everybody seems to want that. I don't know how well this is going to go, honestly, but we'll have a go at it. Anyway, let me set it back to live chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. Beach Bro Gamer, multi-track drifting. WD-40 contact cleaner. I didn't know WD-40 made contact cleaner. I know some people have used this thing called OxGuard, which is an electrical connection improver, and apparently that will prevent the oxidization. So I've never tried that before, but there are all sorts of strategies different railroaders use to try to help fix that problem. I kid you not, Charles. SMT found a handcar and pumped it along an abandoned track with his sister and some other kids. SMT has a video on it. Oh yeah, that was awesome. That was back kind of in the earlier days of this channel. And me and my dad had gone up to Wakefield a few days prior, and there was this rail cart which had been tied up for the whole summer, but it wasn't for whatever reason. So me and my dad took it out, but then obviously we had to do something, and I just got my license, so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna have my friends, so my sister had one of her friends, we're all gonna go out and we're gonna take that thing for a joyride up and down. So we all got on it. And they had taken out a little pin which connects the, I guess, hand crank to the rest of the mechanisms down below. So we jammed a stick through there. And yeah, we took it for a ride. It was a lot of fun. Good memories. There's still a video somewhere on the channel of doing that. It's called like Speeder Joyride or Handcart Joyride in Wakefield. I can't remember what it's called. Something like that. Now, on the subject of multi-track drifting, I need to find this engine. I don't know if there's enough. There needs to be a lot of give in the wheels in order for it to do something like this without derailing. And I just don't know with how spread apart the track is in one spot if it's got enough give. So it might just jump off. I really don't know. It's copyrighted, though. What's copyrighted? SMT, where did you get the Wakefield train? The Wakefield train I ordered off of a Swedish website called MJ Hobby. The cars I got from Larkspur, although they're not real Swedish cars, they're just mimics. But yeah, I don't know. It was a good shopping experience. I like their store. But yeah, they weren't giving those engines away. Okay, so we're going to try to run it up here. It should drift all the way to here. And then hopefully it will have so much energy built up in the flywheel, it will coast right over the short, and everything will be okay. Let's have a go. WD-40 contact cleaner is the same as any electrical cleaner. Same thing you use to clean a pickup or guitars or sensors on a car. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna get this thing. Whoa! Whoops! Forgot about that. So we're gonna get this thing going nice and fast. This is not an efficient. Oh, look, the current's going down. It's those flywheels. It's because the flywheels give this thing so much rolling. Look, when it starts up, it's got to charge up those flywheels, and then as it gets going, current drops. Okay, that's running well. Okay, here we go. This might go wrong. I have to do this so quickly, it's not even funny. I'm sure this is gonna derail, I'm just sure of it. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Nope, it was too slow. It went right over. This thing's quick on its feet for an old Athearn. Okay, here we go. Now it just went straight through. I might have to slow this thing down. It might be going too quick for me. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna do this, and then as it goes, as the front goes over, I'm just gonna do this. Nope. Okay, one more time. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna slow it down. Yeah. What the heck? Too much speed, apparently so. Okay, let's lose a little bit of speed. I'll take it down to like... Yeah, that's probably still fast enough for it to coast over. Gonna step on the gas, exactly. Okay. Watch the derailment. Well, I got the timing right that time, but yeah, the wheels don't have enough give to... Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find something else. Yeah, that's the one thing about the Athearns. They have pretty good radius, but they're not like 360-degree turning. I mean, they have to fit a drive rod in there. It can't tilt too much, but... I guess we could try it with this. This might work. This thing is just such a long engine. But even this, that area just might be a bit too wide for it. Get it going, decent speed there. This is most likely also not going to work, but it's worth a shot. Let me just do this. Well. Well, I'll be darned. It worked. SMG Trolley Corp drifting as usual. Yep, just another day on the... Oh, this is good. Here, let's see if we can do a backwards drift where the front part, we'll see if we can get the back swinging out there. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a bit trickier. There we are. So we're going to run the first part through and then boop. Here, we have to get that cool drift camera. Oh yeah, look at that. What the heck? Well, that didn't end well. Interview. So what did you do on your model railway? I drift the Centennial in my basement till 1 a.m. Exactly. Another day on the SMT mainline layout. Anyway, I think we'll run something else now. I'm going to say that went pretty well. I'm surprised it worked, but I'm very happy. I'm impressed. Bachman has done a great job with the Centennial. It's got great radius and definitely a good performer. The train is the equivalent of a 16-year-old driver. Yeah, I think it's the equivalent of a 16-year-old Ontario driver with all seasons when it's freezing rain. What the heck happened? I don't know, Phoenix. That's a good question. Such a relief to watch a streamer not use the word amazing in every other sentence. It's a rare virtue lately. Your fan here in Cleveland. Well, I guess I'll try to avoid that word. I probably do use it a fair amount, but yeah, I don't know. Not much I can do about that. I'm playing Roblox. Few fans on Roblox game right now. I'm waiting for the tracks to clear up. SMT, I can see it now. SMT Union Pacific Drift. SMT, well, I don't know. We've got some various rolling stock on that bridge there. What does everybody get on the stream when it's dark? I don't know. There's less to do outside. I love it. Brakeman thought I'd throw the switch. I wonder how much damage that would cause if you did it with an actual locomotive. I don't know. Guess we're gonna have to go buy a real Union Pacific Centennial and some very narrow tracks and see if it works. Anyway, I'm not sure what to run now. Whatever request I see next, I'll go ahead and run that. Can you run CN? Sure thing. There it is. Can you run the CNFP40? Oh, sure. Yeah, we can get one of those on. We'll have a little CN running bonanza. Hey, SMT, I'm making up an express train, and I'm making it called the Pennsylvania Flyer Express. What do you think of the name? Sounds pretty good to me. Can you run the British stuff? I think I'm going to save that for a video just so that we don't exclude everyone, because not everybody that watches the live streams watches my videos. Or the people that watch my videos don't always watch the live stream. SMT, did you fix the blue special? Like the Blue Goose? I got it running. It needs to be tuned up, though. You try to drift the CN. It's not long enough. Have you ever been interested in N-scale? Well, I mean, I have an N-scale layout. It's fun. Actually, I need to give this one a head start because the lifelike is almost certainly going to be way faster. Yeah, this thing's gonna toast that Athern. Well, it might be okay because the electrical system is cutting out so much. It's actually slowing the locomotive down and preventing it from catching up on the Athern too quickly. I'll give the Athern credit. It's actually doing pretty good speed. You know what, for a 5-pole motor, that's not bad. 5-pole versus a 3-pole right here, folks. But yeah, considering how much more torque that engine's producing in comparison to the Life Like, it's pretty remarkable that the Athearn is actually not doing too bad staying ahead of it. Heck, it almost looks like it's pulling away. Look at that! Oh, well, that's just bad electrical stuff. But yeah, apparently at slower speeds the Athearn can pull away, so that's interesting. Yeah, SMT, I love your videos. Keep up the good work, my friend. Thank you so much, Journey Joelle. Have you ever been to the good old Goodale Stan, SMT? I have not. Karma, don't repeat the Acela. Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody requested that I run the Acela earlier, so I guess I should get that on there. Hey, SMT, I just got into the hobby of model railroading. Do you have any useful advice? Yes, I do. Make your layout and set up exactly what you want. And that's something that there's a lot of people out there, and they'll tell you how to go about things. I mean, do research. Figure out what you want first. I wouldn't maybe suggest just kind of going completely randomly at it. I would say, like, make a list, figure out what you want, and then just create it and make it exactly the way you want it. Because the entire point of the hobby is having fun. And yeah, if you want to build a layout that's in a particular date, location, etc., you know, you can do that. But if you're just interested in building a layout, do that. Because there's a lot of people, and I think they mean well, but they'll give you advice and say you have to do this, that, and the other. You need to pick a time and a location and all these other things and make everything, you know, steam or diesel. And if you don't find that stuff fun, you know, there's really no point to it. So, yeah, I guess what I'm overall saying is have fun with the hobby, build it for yourself, not just to appease someone else. It's gonna wreck. This is not gonna come off the track. I mean, I probably shouldn't have just said this, but I've got a safety wall out there now. Only run it at 15. 15 what? Like this? It won't even start. It actually cut out the cursed Acela. Yeah. This week's Silver History SMT. My fave building is the Walters Drive, and it makes any layout awesome. You put a tablet in it, see if it's working driving. Yeah, that's really cool. Walters Drive-In. I don't know if I've seen that set, but that's pretty amazing that some people are actually putting real screens in it. Anyway, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, oh no, because, you know, I flew this Acela off the layout, but I've got 22 radius curves now and a safety thing, so I'm gonna do something a little bit wild. I'm just gonna do this. And well, there you go, folks. It's at full throttle, one loop around the track, and it didn't come off. So I think we got it sorted out mostly now. This is gonna be the scene out of Back to the Future where the car drives off the layout and sets the trash can on fire. My grandmother used to have this cottage, and we go up there and watch Back to the Future. When I was a kid, every time that scene would happen, I'd be rolling on the floor laughing. I thought that was the funniest thing. Do you have any Tyco locos? Quite a few Tycos. Pretty much this entire bottom shelf, those are all various Tycos, and then around the place I've got tons of other different Tycos. What needs tuning up with the Blue Goose? It hasn't been oiled yet, and I think that drive link system is not holding up, so I'm gonna have to try to figure out something else for it. Other than that, it doesn't need too much, just little bits here and there that would make it run a lot better. What happened to that KSC you got? Did it get burned? It didn't get burned, I just haven't put it on the layout yet. But yeah, if I don't put something on the layout, I don't just like throw it in a fire or something like that. There's a video on YouTube, Mark's Mystery Train, where a Mark's O-gauge layout has a laptop computer that is used for a drive-in movie screen. Wow. Hey, if I were to, per se, be looking for a double O-gauge big boy, do you have any recommendations of where I could get it? I don't know where you would find a double O-gauge, or double O scale, I should say, big boy. I don't even know if they make those. I couldn't really tell you where to get one either, but I will say the Riv Rossi one that I was sent is pretty nice. I was looking for a Riv Rossi one before that, though. They seem to be one of the most common makes, and yeah, it's a Riv Rossi. You know, it's got the best 3-pole motor, in my opinion, of its kind. Probably the best 3-pole motor out there. I mean, it's not a 5-pole, but for a 3-pole, they're pretty good. I wonder how many people here remember the Starbucks meme on the channel. I don't know. That was like December of 2018, so it's been a while since that was a thing. The drive link on the Boo Goose. Have you tried heat shrink tubing? That stuff gets pretty solid after it's been shrunk. I think I'm going to buy some because I have some other engines which might benefit from that. I don't think the stuff's very expensive, so yeah, I don't know. We're in the spirit of 76. Have you heard of the General Train? Are you talking about the Buster Keaton film, The General? Anyway, where's my engine there? Team of, here we go. Team America right here. It's a Civil War steam engine. Great history. Huh. Andrew Raiders. Team Canada and Team Lifelike. Can you run the British stuff? I'm not going to be running the new British engine, I think, until the next day. SMT, why is there a skyscraper of Go Transit? Oh yeah, this new skyscraper. Because I need to get new couplers on them, and I needed to store them, but I didn't have a lot of room, so I just stacked them like that. You run Spaceball 1. I need to get new rubber bands for that one before I can go about running it. Hey, SMT, I have a 3D printer. Do you want me to print out any small bits of scenery for you? Basically, if the dimensions are less than 15 centimeter, it works. I can paint it too. I can't think of anything in particular, but thank you very much for the offer. I appreciate it. Hashtag Aussie Wi-Fi. SMT, please run an Australian HO skill train. Okay. Let's go find the Australian engine there. Where is it? Here we go. Fine Australian locomotive. Still thinking of ordering one of those B-class engines. That would be nice. To see if I can find any cheap ones on eBay, or maybe I'll just go and spend the proper money and get one of those fancy, what are they, a Keystone? I can't remember what the name of that company is. It starts with an A, but I want to buy one of those, I think, in the V-line paint scheme. I feel like that would be pretty cool. Atlas. It's not Atlas. I saw one once that was an Athearn, that had an Athearn drive. I wish I had bought that one. That would have been probably the best option, but it seemed overpriced. But what I didn't realize, those things go for a pretty nice amount there, so. What's the newest model you have? I actually don't know. Anyway, we're gonna see if we can get this thing to start. The DCC 6071. Well, it started. That's good. So this is apparently a sound engine. I haven't been able to get the sound working on it. A bunch of people have tried to help me get it working, but I guess it's got 2 decoders, and it seems that programming that second decoder is a little bit tricky. Team Starbucks, which SMT may be part of Team Starbucks. I'm not drinking coffee there. That's weird. Something shorted it. Hey, SMT, do you have any nickel plate road engines? If so, can you run them? I don't. I've got one nickel plate road engine. I haven't run that one in a while. I guess I can. Is BHP iron a real railroad? Yes, it is. SMT defines Starbucks to some of us newer viewers. It was sort of like a big joke on the channel a couple of years ago. I can't remember how I brought it up, but I don't know. I was going on some big rant about Starbucks because you go in there and I don't know. They're just the whole experience, and you buy a coffee for $8 and stuff like that. I was going a little bit out of my mind, so I was going on some big rant about that, and it turned out to be a big meme about, I don't know, how I was going to open a Starbucks on the layout or something. I can't remember the exact details of the meme, but it was something along those lines, and how I hate Starbucks or something like that. I don't know. It's a good time in the early days, though. Well, looks like we got another super chat. Let's have a look at that. Wow. California Rail Fan. What scale trains rivet counter engines do you own? I don't currently own any scale trains locomotives at all at the moment, so I couldn't say. SMT mainline, define the movie Frozen for us. Oh, well, that was another... See, it's like Starbucks and Frozen, 2 things. I think I was going on a big rant about the movie Frozen. That also turned into a meme on the channel, which has arguably been taken to the next level. After David Z to G scale went and sent this. But yeah, I don't know. When that movie came out... Oh, man. It's bad news. Okay, I was about to put something on the track. What was it? I had it, then I lost it. Nickel plate. Yeah, nickel plate engine, right. Sorry about that. I've got really bad short-term memory. It's not even just my opinion. I've actually I had a test done, and it's been proven. Frozen is not as bad as Twilight. I'd agree with that. Fair enough. It's not as bad. Yeah, Twilight though. Oh man. There was one time. Yeah, you know, I've never I don't like the movie Twilight, obviously, but the funny thing is that I have a friend and he hated that movie with a passion, like even bringing it up, and he would go right off the rocker, and somebody had bought the movie and put it in our place down at Maine, and my parents didn't want it, so they were gonna throw it out, and I got the bright idea that I was gonna bring it home, plant it in his house, and make it look like he watched it. And yeah, I put it in there, and I was like, "Hey, man, I guess you came around to liking the movie," and he went off, right off the handle. I put it like right on his desk. No idea where it had come from, huh? Such good times. How long is this show? I don't know. I'll probably finish it off fairly soon. Imagine if there was a movie called Twilight. It would be, and then there's just an emoji of a trash can. Yeah, SMT, I like how you made the rundown bridge on your layout. Like, yeah, back when I used to have a ramp down the layout. SMT, have you ever watched the film named Snowpiercer? Yes, I have. Highly recommended by David Z at a G-Scale and a few other members of the community. So I went and watched it. It was a really interesting movie. Probably one of the most interesting I've ever seen. Parts of it that didn't make a ton of sense to me. But it's a great movie. If you haven't seen it before, I definitely recommend it. It's definitely a movie I'd watch again. But there's a lot of messaging going on. But if you like really weird movies, it's definitely one for you, because it's very bizarre. Hey, SMT, I want a dirt patch for part of my layout. Any suggestions for how I can make dirt? Like something that could be applied like turf. Also, ATDCC Coalboy is nearly at 200 subs. Everybody go check out ATDCC Coalboy then. It's apparently almost at 200. For dirt, I mean, obviously you can buy it at your hobby shop. But the truth is, if you get like what are those? Like a sieve or a strainer, and you find a spot, you get some like dry dirt from outside, and you run it through one of those, and obviously you make sure it's like fairly clean. You can apply real dirt to your layout. You can get real material outside and apply that, which is actually what I've done in a few spots. Like, let me see if I can find it here. I took some dirt that was dried out, sieved it through to get all the fine pieces. And that's actually the material I used right here. This is genuine dirt from outside. And even professional railroaders, like model railroaders, they'll do that. Like, I found out about this because the man who runs Larkspur Line, back when I was a kid, I was asking about that. And he's running a store, which is sort of funny that he would be telling you basically how to avoid spending money. But he was like, you can buy this stuff right here, or you can just go outside, get some dirt, sieve it out, and use it as turf. It's very realistic, obviously. Like, can people order a normal coffee instead of the entire Starbucks menu? Every girl at my school... That's the thing that drives me crazy about Starbucks, is that it's not simple and straightforward. It's complicated and pretentious. That's the reason. Yeah, I can't go in there very often. Once like a year, I'll get a hot chocolate there, but nothing more. Usually by the time I'm there, my mind's like, this place. I'd much rather go to a place like Tim Hortons, for example, where you just go in and you order a coffee or a donut or what have you, and they just throw it in a bag and there you go. No complications. Which train is going to win, the Acela or the TGV? TGV might be faster. I don't know. We could do a drag race between them. That sounds like fun. I think that's... I should probably end off the stream pretty soon, so I think that's how we're going to end it. We're going to do a drag race. And everybody can put their bets on which train they think is going to be faster. I personally would guess the TGV, because first of all, it's a lot lighter than the Acela. Now, it does have to haul an entire train, so that's in addition to the weight, but it's got a 3-pole motor, so it might... It's probably going to accelerate... I don't know, because it also doesn't have any flywheels, so it's probably going to be able to take off faster, even though the motor's lower torque. But who knows? But yeah, I think the TGV is probably going to outrun the Acela. But everybody can put their bets on whatever they want. Hashtag Team Acela. Oh, we got somebody Team Acela here. Somebody, okay, we got one TGV. Team Tim Hortons. Oh, okay, got another vote for the... Ottawa's voting for the TGV. It's Alstom versus Alstom Bombardier. Which is going to pull it off? Bachmann versus Mahano. Oh, did that fix it? Oh, okay. I don't know what happened there. I think are we back? Frozen. It froze. Okay. The best part too. Well, it hasn't been run yet. Okay, we're back. Okay, I don't know what caused that. Anyway, I think we've got it going right. So what we're going to do to get the ultimate launch. Okay, everybody, place your bets now. I think they're going the right way. If they go backwards, they're going to crash. But anyway. Well, look at that. The Acela outran it. I guess even though the Acela has flywheels and a 5-pole instead of a 3-pole motor, the Acela still got that extra torque and it doesn't have to haul a train behind it. So I guess it's just got a little bit more on the pickup, which is interesting. But yeah, and I mean, it coasted further, but in the launch, you could see the Acela was clearly pulling ahead. So yeah, wow. Honestly... Well, good game, TGV. You failed. Yeah, I know. I'm genuinely surprised by that. I really thought, considering how much lighter that thing was, that you would. So, congratulations, Bachmann, Alstom. Well, I think 30% Alstom, and of course Bombardier, because apparently even in the model it's faster train. Well, I'm pretty sure in real life the TGV is quite a bit faster, but yeah, whatever. Well, we have it on the track. I guess we'll send that for a run, too. So, yeah, this thing's pretty fast. I don't know. Zachary Walker, SMT's dad was a model railroad. SMT has some original equipment. SMT also has some trains that belong to his grandmother. Yeah. One of these days, if I ever get back up to my uncle's farm, I'll be able to show everybody all of his O-scale stuff. Don't know how much of it's still intact, but he had quite the collection at one point. Really impressive. And yeah, it was said that you should be a sponsor of Starbucks and say it's great. Why would I be a sponsor? Back to the ranch. No, it's not the ranch. The ranch is somewhere else. Although it was pretty good to have an SMT at the ranch. I don't know. I sent a super chat. Please read it. Oh, sorry, I missed that one. Why don't you sell your Tyco and buy nice models? I don't know. I just like the old Tycos. I mean, I really just buy whatever the heck I want. You know, like I buy like $5 Tyco engines because, you know, I want them, but you know, I also really wanted this engine, which was $600, but I wanted it, so, you know, it's like the point of the hobby is having fun, so buy whatever the heck you want. I know that old Tycos, they're not reliable engines, they're not well made, but I have fun working on them, just like I have fun running that one, so, yeah, just do whatever you want, so, yeah, I'm not going to get rid of my old Tycos or all my other old kind of junker engines, because that's like having them around. Bad quality. Yeah, I know. I'm completely aware of that. I work on them on almost a daily basis, so I'm quite familiar with how unreliable they actually are. They're pretty bad, actually, but yeah, it doesn't mean they're not fun. Your camera is having bad quality. Maybe I stuck a Tyco engine in it. Could run a switcher. Sure. I think I'll run that. I'll let the TGV do a couple more laps, and then that will be the end of this stream, because it's almost, well, it's past 10:30 at night. And the people of the upstairs may not appreciate Yeah, doing live streams into the air quote wee hours of the night. Look at this. Oh wow, look, that's gonna crash into the TV. Whoops. Whoa. Wow, that little 040 is apparently pretty strong. It was actually able to knock the rear engine off. Wow. SMT, the video has gone grainy. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It seemed like things were going okay, and then, yeah, they lost the connection. It came back, and now it's gone all, well, there's a word that I could use from my province of Quebec, but I won't say it. It might be a bit too crude. It's a word for saying something's quite messed up. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for tonight's live stream. I hope you all enjoy. Thank you all so much for joining in. Thank you to everybody for all the super chats and wonderful comments. I really do appreciate it. It won't be that crude. Oh, yes, it will. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining in. I hope you all have a great evening. Bye, everyone. No, it's not that.